The reason you're doing that is because you are a racist. There are the people who are afraid to go to a synagogue because they're afraid they might get shot. I'm not worried about Ilhan Omar. We are far too quick to condemn hatred when it comes out of the mouth of a brown woman in a headscarf than we are to condemn it when it comes out of the mouth of a white supremacist. Crenshaw, the new Republican in the Navy SEAL with the eye patch. Last amendment that came up was an amendment to say we're going to add a rider on this bill that says that illegals can't vote. And I sat there and I said, you know what? You're not allowed to vote if you're not a citizen. That's already out there. Why are you doing that?
Yes, 6 months ago in Glendale Heights, I asked you a question about Ilhan Omar. You ignored the question and you spun it into a rant on the president. Now, Ilhan Omar is an anti-Semite. Your response makes me believe that you're at least okay with her comments, if not in agreement. So will you at least repudiate her and her fellow anti-Semites in Congress?
I will tell you what I told you before on this question, because I still have the same view. The single hardest vote that I took in Congress was the vote to condemn hatred that came out after she made her statement. And it had nothing to do with whether or not I support hatred. It had to do with the fact that she said some things that were horribly inappropriate. You can see my vote. I voted for it. The overwhelming majority of the House voted for it. And when I got on the floor, I said, you know, we are sitting at a moment where there are hate crimes happening all over this country. There are the people who are afraid to go to a synagogue because they're afraid they might get shot. I'm not worried about Ilhan Omar. Right? They're worried about attacks from the right that are coming down. And we are far too quick to condemn hatred when it comes out of the mouth of a brown woman in a headscarf than we are to condemn it when it comes out of the mouth of a white supremacist. And so what I said, Brad Schneider was standing there, Congressman Schneider, and he said, you look troubled by this vote. And I said, I am. I said, why? And I said, because the only reason that Congress is taking this vote today is because we are too cowardly to actually do something. We're taking this vote because we want to tell people when we get back, I condemn. You know, it costs me nothing to condemn. What are you actually going to do? What are you going to do to stand up and actually call people out? And if we don't do that, we're doing nothing. And Brad said, look, do yourself a favor, go home, vote for this on the floor today. Write a strongly worded press release, get it out there in the London News Cycle. So I did. Go to my website, read what I said. The next day, Paul Manafort's sentencing was released and it disappeared in the news cycle. But let me tell you what else happened the next day. We passed H.R. 1 on the floor the next day. H.R. 1 was a whole set of good government reforms. This was the one that I said made campaign finance, public financing, made election a national holiday. The last amendment on the floor that day, bear in mind, this is one day after House overwhelmingly voted against hatred. The last amendment that came from Dane Crenshaw, the new Republican in the Navy SEAL with the eye patch. Last amendment that came up was an amendment to say we're going to add a rider on this bill that says that illegals can't vote. And I sat there and I said, you know what? You're not allowed to vote if you're not a citizen. That's already out there. Why are you doing that? The reason you're doing that is because you are a racist. Because you are trying to appeal to people who will vote for you if you stand up and oppose brown people. And yesterday you voted against hatred. Who is going to call that out? The answer was nobody. That's what we have to stand up to. This ain't about Ilhan Omar. Did she say some unfortunate things? You bet she did. And you know what? She apologized for it. We did that. And if you don't stand up and recognize beyond that, then that's the problem.